What is up, Mako Madness fans? This is Dan checking in from the Universal Orlando Resort, and we hope to see some new developments with all the attractions, so let's head inside and check it all out. First up on today's rides, we're going to check out Jimmy Fallon, and the wall outside here for what has been rumored to be the restrooms is still about the same. Nothing's changed over there. However, over here, we do have some guys working inside the building, and we might have some new steel, so let's walk around and check it out. Alright, so we're a little bit closer now, and I wanted to point out there's a bunch of new steel inside. We have a bunch of cross bracing right there, as well as new steel that is right here. It's kind of an interesting formation that almost looks like an elevator shaft, but I'm not sure. I don't think it is, but new steel. And here we can see guys inside working on all that new steel. I know this is incredibly hard to see, but trust me, there is literally tons of new steel in here. We have a crane in there right now, lifting a couple pieces as well. You can see that cable over there moving around from that crane. And the lift inside with the guys, but there's a lot of new supports in here. So it's been pointed out by a buddy of mine that this outside of the building actually is starting to resemble something very familiar. So if you've ever been to New York City in Times Square, where they actually filmed The Tonight Show, they have the outside of the building for NBC, and believe it or not, this looks like it's going to be almost identical. So I would expect they're going to try to remake this just like the Times Square location. Since we are still doing some work on the New York streets area, they've actually taken off some of the paint or decals for the building, so the Empire State Building that was right there is blank right now, but it's going to get refurbed and come back eventually, but they're still working on this area quite a bit. So we're on the back side of the soundstage for Jimmy Fallon's Race Through New York, and we can see a ton of new steel, and I mean literally this is the most work I've seen on this attraction in several months, but we have an extended outside portion of this building, and it's all coming along looking really good. Alright, so we're over here by the water again, and another week goes by and the level is still down. Not 100% why, but we'll keep you updated. And in the same category as different week, same situation, that Coke experience over here, nothing's changed. Yes, Fast and Furious. What is there to say about Fast and Furious? Well, not a whole lot, other than the fact that the drill keeps moving around, you know, musical drills, and it's right over here now. Not really too much else around the construction site. However, we do have a new building that's kind of gone up right over here. But that's about it. We're gonna walk to the front area and see if there's anything different. I doubt it, but we're still gonna check. Well, yeah, nothing has changed over here. I'm not even going to waste more than 5 seconds on this. So let's move over to the other park. So real quick over here by Despicable Me, as we are on our way out of the park, I want to note that the pathway that actually led over by Blue Man Group and whatnot has changed. So we are actually going to go a different direction over this way. Let's see, this is kind of interesting. Normally you would go right here where this pathway is, but obviously we have work walls right here. I can't really see anything behind the work wall too much, but this is a very small space. Man, if this actually gets busy, that would suck. This is totally different though. Don't know why we're going this way, but whatever. Hello to some chocolate factory, and we have the crane in the air again on this visit. And check this out, guys. Look at all the progress they've made just in the last week on the outside of the building here. I mean, they've put up a ton of steel. And another look at all that new steel work. We have a guy up at the very top over here helping out with the install of a couple different things, and the crane just dropped off something. On top of that, we have some workers inside the building as well, right here. So work does progress inside. I don't think it's going to be too much longer, guys. They should be able to get a lot of this done in the next couple weeks, months, that kind of thing. But whenever it does open, we'll have those updates. Just a little bit later, we have more steel going up in the air. Guys are on top of that structure right now, about to put it in place. Hello, Hulk. So we're back over at Islands of Adventure now and checking out all that's going on over here. We have some guys up in the lift right now checking out the Cobra roll, and it looks like they're actually the connection points for the track pieces. So I don't know if they're just sanding down, tightening down the bolts, something like that, but definitely something going on right there. And then over here, the launch tunnel, looks like we are all done painting. We're gonna walk around and see if we can see anything else different though with it. So let's go. One thing I gotta say is I am very thankful for you guys watching all these videos, and whenever I mess up, you guys let me know. All the time, of course. But this was actually for Grad Bash. It was pointed out in the comment section for last week's video. So that's all it is just a Grad Bash stage. A little bit closer now, and indeed they are sanding down the connection points of the track right here. You can kind of hear that whirring sound. And now we get a view, of course, right there. Would you just look at that? Look at that launch tunnel. It is so dark, but they still have a couple more areas over here left to paint. Won't be too much longer though. The majority of the work is done. It may be a little bit tough to see in the video, but if you look on the left side of the screen, that black is very, very, very dark, and the one on the right is a little bit lighter color, so they still have a little bit more to do right there. But all that right there is completed. Looks awesome. Down over here on the side of the launch tunnel, we saw that they were still doing some painting the last time, but it looks like we're all done here. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your daily dose of cuteness. Duh. Over by the station area, we have a couple different things to point out. One, these little circular things right here. That one looks like it's been painted, but the one on the other side over here, kind of hard to see, but it looks like it actually has a primer on it. But different colors, different shades. And the Station Q area still has all that scaffolding up. They're doing a lot of work on the outside of this though. Another view of that launch tunnel and the work that needs to be done. On the other side, of course, the base still needed to be painted. That area right there, it was still white over there. And then we have transition right here where they're still trying to paint all that green out of it, but they do have the black that's going on there now, as opposed to the other ones that are fully complete. Station area again, a lot of scaffolding up. But not too much different though. Alright, so we're on the backside of Stormforce where we can see the other half of the layout for Hulk, and the biggest thing to note is all the connection points over here where they had sanded it down. Well, it's been repainted. So we have some guys in lifts going around right now, and they're repainting all of those connection points, even right over here as well. So, all done, back to its green form. Well, we're now at the lagoon area where we can get a view of most of the ride layout, at least the first portion, and continuing on with the theme of sanding down the different track connection points, even all the way up here on the 0G roll. They've been doing all the sanding, so it goes all the way down into the Cobra roll where we saw the guy was up in the lift earlier doing some sanding, and even over on the vertical loop we had some work done as well. Just one step closer now to completing all the footer work. We have the forms right here. It's eventually going to have all the cement leading up to the support, and all the ones over here actually have that right now. Over there, over there, over there. They're everywhere. we're over here at Kong, but unfortunately it does look a little bit quiet on the construction site today. Of course, we're going to get up in our observation booth and see if we can see some action going on, hopefully testing. Camp Jurassic has seen the addition of a bunch of new work walls, thus making it an adventure to get up to Kong. But we'll get there, but again, it goes all the way down. I think it's just for general refurbishments, maybe pathways, things like that. But as we can see, it goes literally all the way back to the entrance of P Flyers. Well, I really hate to say it, guys, but it's another one of those all quiet on the Kongfrontation today. And nothing really new to note, even theming wise or anything else really. But when things happen, we will have updates. Well guys, that is going to do it for another Universal Orlando Resort construction update, and I hate to say it was a little bit more quiet than what we're normally used to. However, we did see there was a bunch of construction going on with Jimmy Fallon. Fast and Furious, not so much. Hulk did have some sanding going on with the rails and some painting as well. And then, of course, we had Twosome Chocolate Factory, which was really big when it comes to all the steel work that's going on. We will have more updates for all of these attractions, so if you like what we do, follow us on Instagram, our Facebook, and our YouTube page at Mako Madness, and I will see you out on the Midway. Not 100%, 100%. I'm Sean Connery. Sean Connery. All right.